for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lots of enthusiasm around that presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner. And we've got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, good to have you with us. Tonight the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, they may not have made the jump they were hoping to this season, but they're in 5th place in the East with still more than enough time to climb a few additional spots. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Ah, very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him normally, now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
how
he
great
likes
is
it.
that?
Yeah.
DA, take it away.
Guys, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for his play calling. LeBron James said he has so many different wrinkles. You've got to keep your head on a swivel. He'll run something you've never seen before. But Stevens said, honest to God, I've stolen everything we've ever done from somebody else. Kevin?
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, DA. Well, Ben Simmons has a very versatile game, there's no doubt, except that his shooting is something that drives you crazy, and that's probably going to determine how great he can become in this league.
Yeah, and maybe what position he ends up playing too, because you could argue maybe you just play him at point center and you put him with somebody else who can stretch the floor or maybe protect the rim a little bit. But I think the thing with Ben is he looks so much better during the regular season because the pace is different. But as you know, in the playoffs, it slows down. And I don't see any roadmap for him being a superstar if he doesn't figure this out. I still feel like athletically, he's way, way up there. And it's just going to come down to, can he go to the next level as somebody who's really never won anything? You know, you think like he's been in round 2 and that's it in 2 straight playoffs, and in both round 2s didn't play well. I think winning is a skill, and competing at a certain level is a skill, and I'm not sure we've seen that from him enough yet.
Well said. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And for the Celtics, Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Jason Tatum is out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the point. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. 5 on the clock, and the call will be against Al Horford. That's his first foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Walker drills the baseline jumper.
Boy, it's so good to see Walker pulling up with that kind of confidence. I mean, his jump shot seems to be getting better every year.
Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against Indiana.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game. Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that. Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes played. Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case
like
in my
idea.
book.
That's
that
a great idea.
there's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
All of it, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good.
Shoot
like
two.
that. And he makes the first.
During his rookie season, Jason Tatum was Boston's go-to guy in the Eastern Conference Finals. A rare opportunity, and that young fella delivered at a high level.
Mike Scott's checked in for Al Horford. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity, he's cashing in on those.
Embiid kicks to Richardson. The tray. They get it back. Got a hand on it. Brown feeling out a bit, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That one on Richardson.
And Brown is a guy who is hunting contact. Defenders have to be more cautious around him when they're defending.
Boston shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
And the vertical that Brown has is quite impressive. As relentless a finisher that you'll find in this league.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Simmons with it. Now defended by Hayward. Knocks down the three ball. And with the 2K Esports League, Bill, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like hat? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can people see your clothes? They can, right?
They can
So you
see
need
your
sneakers,
clothes.
hats,
Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's
drinks.
a shirt. All of it.
Do the announcers get endorsement
Gloves.
deals? Where's our endorsement
Well, if
deal
they
money?
don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it right
I'm
here.
ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
Yeah, Embiid plays with really good effort, and he plays with an effervescence that's contagious, and it's really endearing for a guy of his size.
Now, here's Walker. 26 points for him last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. It's Brown with the drive. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got his fourth rebound in this one. And Harris wide open. He shoots, kept alive. And the rebound paying off as they pick up two on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, you know, Harris is an active player. I mean, he's smooth and he's skilled, but he's also a guy that's got some grit and grind to him as well and gets in there and keeps possessions alive.
Now, here's Walker. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. And stolen by Scott. Here's Simmons on the wing. Scott. to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. Great D that time from Tatum.
Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
And finished off by Brown.
Terrific awareness that time from Walker. Nice job getting his open teammates the rock.
The 76ers leading by 4. Now the pass to Harris. Pass to Embiid. On the wing, Harris jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Tice. Tatum passes to Hayward, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Good read from Tatum that time. Saw the defense had overcommitted and then made them pay with the sweet dime. Well done.
And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And that one was all about offensive execution, running your plays, picking your spots.
Yeah, you know, not deviating from the game plan is critical. You've got to trust in the system.
Now Harris following the three-point attempt by Josh Richardson. Over Tatum. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. And here's a look at some numbers for Harris.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
And Jason Tatum, his rookie year regular season was good. Then the numbers went up a lot in the playoffs. And then the second year, just for whatever reason, his compass was off track.
The thing with him is the free throw attempts. Like, if you look at Carmelo and Kevin Durant and some of the better scoring forwards over the years, those first couple years, they were getting to the line. And with him, he went to the line 3.1 times last year.
Can't happen.
Which is crazy. That's not even 1 free throw attempt a quarter.
Yeah.
So he should be in the 8-9 range. He's unstoppable when he goes to the basket. He's got long arms. He can finish with either hand. And for him to settle for 20-footers, which we know is the worst shot in basketball, it's really frustrating. I hope you're listening, Jason.
He is. He's playing, actually.
He's playing
yes,
me right
playing,
now.
Yes, yes, playing.
Jason, if you're playing yourself right now, go to the basket.
Simmons, he picked up 12 points in their last win against Denver.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
We always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. And Simmons is second.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Simmons with it, guarded by Walker. Richardson outside. Goes back up. Embiid, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Boy, that's an outstanding job by Tobias Harris there, keeping his composure and concentration, then converting while under pressure. Well done.
And the Celtics making a change here. Williams has checked in. That's good from Harris.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
Now, here's Walker. Right side, Tatum. Pass to Canner. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Embiid.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And Bill, do you see the comparison that many people say between Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson?
I see one piece of it. He reminds me of Magic that he can get a rebound, his head's up immediately. He can either whip the ball 60 feet down to somebody who's open, or he can just go down and run the fast break, but nobody else has to touch the ball. And I think the list of guys who can get a rebound in traffic, go 90 feet, make the right decision, and get the ball to the right person, it's not a long list. You're talking like less than 10 guys ever. And I think that's what, when they say Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson, that's what really reminds them of Magic Johnson. I'm just here to remind people that Magic Johnson was one of the 5 best players of all time, and it's kind of dumb to really compare anyone to Magic Johnson. We're never going to see that again. But I think Ben has little pieces of him.
76ers trailing. Simmons looking it over. Taken away by Williams. In the corner, Smart with it. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Harris. 6th in free throw percentage. And he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. And the first one drops.
And some of what Smart gives this team doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but he makes plays that help you win.
Trey Burks checked in for Philadelphia. He's perfect from the line this time.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
Here's O'Quinn. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Boston?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about how well they defended the rim? Not just blocking shots, but also altering them here in this first half.
The first one falls. You've been producing documentaries, going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories. We thought that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part about that.
And so Wanamaker will bring it up for the Boston Celtics, trailing by 2. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And whether by design or by accident, they drew so many fouls in that game. Foul trouble for the other side became a huge issue.
And as a result, there was a blowout win. I mean, credit them for initiating contact and forcing the officials to make the calls.
So the Celtics called timeout, their first.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Smart dishes to Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Smart. Pulls up. Boston again missing. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's Burke. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Now here's Williams. Over O'Quinn, and it's Williams. That time the assist from Smart. Williams has got his second basket of the night. And Bill, of the championships you've watched the Celtics win, do you have a favorite?
I do, actually. 1984. Came back against the Lakers in the Kevin McHale clothesline game. Brought them back to the Garden for Game 5. It was so hot, Kareem had to wear the oxygen mask. And then finished them off in Game 7.
Rambis was the recipient of that clothesline,
he was,
wasn't he? Yes.
And he deserved it. It's not like he didn't deserve it. But the Celtics were just tougher that year, and I try to forget that the next year they came back and beat the Celtics.
Here's Wanamaker. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. Over in the corner, Williams. Here's Wanamaker. Burke covering.
You look at this combination of reach and timing, it makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
Harris misses.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be? But so far, that's not been the case.
Cantor. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Philadelphia. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Celtics trail by 5. Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
And Tatum is a scorer, but he also has solid court vision. Really good job of using his quickness to penetrate to the basket.
Philadelphia has gone 4 of 8 on their 3-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the first quarter. Burke, the pass to Harris. That one falls, coming off Burke's feet. Harris has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, Smart. Got a piece of it. They recover it. Hacked and still knocked it down. Nice composure. The Celtics have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And Philadelphia making a change here. Bolden's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Cantor. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Passes it to Bolden. Burke with it. 8 points for him. Comes up empty here. That puts him at 3 for 6. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Poirier, no good. Out to Harris from deep. It's good from long range. Harris has got 10.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Tatum on the wing. Teardrop shot. That one goes in. He's got 8.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Tobias Harris, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Philadelphia. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach Brad Stevens. He said they go way back.
Our relationship started when I was in high school. He came to my morning workouts and really recruited me at Butler and was kind of the first guy that I think believed in me that I could make it to the next level.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Just stretching out the floor at first. They had the defense scrambling.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Horford. Burke is out there with Harris. And it's Bolden in at the 4 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Marcus Smart. The 76ers leading by 5. And, Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. And should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change, which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is.
No,
it's bigs and smalls, it's inside, it's outside.
And it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have. And they create a lot of layups and they play, you know, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing is we shoot 53s, here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters, you know, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter, no matter how you're going to get them. You still need somebody who can do that too.
Daniel Tice is checked in for Boston. Walker comes in for Brad Wanamaker. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Richardson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Here's Tice, and he makes good on his first shot of the game. Tice has got his first bucket of the night. And it's Burke with the ball for Philadelphia. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Bolden, good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Brown outside. Good work defensively by Richardson. Scotty's checked in for Philadelphia. Simmons comes in for Trey Burke. The 76ers leading by 6. And here's Richardson. A 26-point game for him in the win against Denver.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
And the technical free throw is good. Here's Simmons. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. And there's the pass to Bolden. Scott with the ball. And he makes good on the layup. Scott's got his first points of the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And he gets it to go. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Walker against Simmons. That one good for 2. Simmons got his second basket of the game.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Walker. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time. Here's where Boston sits right now, Kevin, in the current league rankings.
You know, and I go back to their low turnover numbers. It's not one of those stats that jump out at you, but trust me, turnovers kill you. And their ability to limit their mistakes has been huge.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Richardson against Brown. Here's Bolden. Rebound Boston. Over in the corner, Brown. Here's Hayward.
And, you know, there's no question about it. Hayward is an exciting player and an athletic forward who can really, really score.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Philadelphia?
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Free throw good from Hayward.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Hayward hits them both. The 76ers leading by 5. Now here's Simmons. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Here's the teardrop, and he sinks the layup. Simmons got 4 this quarter.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now here's Brown. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. 3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And I know he's got to be upset at himself for shooting so poorly at the line. So I would think he'll be doing everything he can to bring those numbers up.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. Philadelphia leading by 6. Richardson the pass to Horford. Back to Richardson. A shot off that time. Now Boston takes it the other way.
You know, he hasn't contributed well scoring the ball, but obviously his teammates have.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Now here's Richardson. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. They get it again.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
Nice move. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to 2 on the bucket from Brown.
I think that's where Brown is at his best, guys. He's a muscular athlete who loves finishing strong through contact.
Here's Richardson. He kicks to Simmons. With the teardrop, no good, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor. And the dunk by.
Boy, there's a lot to like about the attitude of Brown. If he sees a fast break opportunity, He's taking full advantage of it in a heartbeat.
And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Pass to Bolden. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 3rd assist on the night. Celtics have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. And it's Walker penetrating, and it's blocked by Simmons.
Well, you got to respect the athleticism and the willingness to defend that Simmons has. I mean, he's a skilled shot blocker, too.
Pass to Scott. Shoots over Walker. Scott can't get it to go.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Embiid's checked in. Boston trailing. Here's Tatum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Tatum does a little bit of everything, and he's especially skilled down low. Fantastic at drawing the defense into him and playing off the contact while he's going up for a shot.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And so Tatum nails them both. Philadelphia's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Passes it to Horford. Back to Simmons. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Shot left block from downtown. Scott can't get it to go.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Outside Tatum. Brown outside. Oh, Tatum in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And, you know, if you throw it up, Tatum will go get it now. He's a really good athlete. You can't let him roam free like that.
76ers trailing. The pass to Embiid. He dishes it to Richardson. Looking to get it going. It's not going to go for him. And the Celtics going the other way now. A nice shot by Tatum. Tatum's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Philadelphia shooting a meager 37% for the game. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Richardson kicks to Scott. Outside, Simmons. Lock at 6. Embiid trying to break loose. Makes it off the glass. That's now 8 points for Ben Simmons.
With Simmons, the closer, the better. I mean, he's confident from this area of the floor.
Walker goes in. Left side, Williams. Pass to Tice. No good with the triple. It's a close game here in Boston. Simmons against Walker. Simmons dishes to Richardson. Outside, Scott. It's stolen by Tice. Williams finds Walker. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Walker's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
The 76ers trail by 4. Right side, Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. Horford trying to free himself up. Williams with the block. Celtics leading by 4. Here's Tatum and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Brown against Richardson. Pass to Simmons. To the inside. And a dunk by Horford.
I tell you what, I love the unselfishness of Ben Simmons. This guy delights in setting up his teammates, and if they're open, they get the ball.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And some changes here for the Celtics. Enes Kanter's checked in for Daniel Tice, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. And then for Philadelphia, Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Joel Embiid. Harris comes in for Mike Scott, and Trey Burke subbed in for Richardson. Now here's Smart. A 17-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he attacked, got to the line a bunch, and cashed in on his chances. You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
And that one falls for Smart. And so, Smart nails both of them. Here's Simmons. He's got 8. Harris outside. Out to the wing. Here's Horford. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got his 6th rebound on the night. Floats it up for Williams. That one doesn't go.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Now, here's Walker, following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, the Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. Well, Bill, yet another engaging conversation. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Yeah, next time let's talk about the hard salary cap. I think the people really love that one. Yeah, I have some ideas.
You'd make it interesting.
I have some luxury tax ideas. Yeah, we'll get super technical.
I would be here for that one.
Okay.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
If they play the clock right, they can go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
35 seconds left to play here in the half. Back to Horford. Lets it go from deep. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Tatum, that's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Oh, I tell you, when Tatum puts it all together, he is so much fun to watch. He's a player with a very bright future.
Simmons, the bounce pass. Knocks it loose and stolen by Tatum. And a wide open look for Walker, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Walker's got the lead up to 9 now for the Celtics. And that concludes the first half. Boston on top, leading by 9. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you're in a good position here at the break. What do you tell your team to make sure they don't let up?
Well, I don't think it's about letting up or playing better, or it's just playing the right way. We just have to play good basketball. And we talked about it before the game. That's our goal going into the game. That doesn't change no matter what the score is. So that'll be the discussion at halftime.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Jason Tatum in the first half. He had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, more and more, Jason Tatum is looking like a future superstar. He's got the temperament, the desire, and the ability to take over games. Won't become more athletic, but will start to play with more power as he becomes stronger.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Well, it's good to be physical, but there's a line that you don't want to cross. You can't constantly give up free throw chances by fouling guys too aggressively. You have to get back in this game by staying poised, smart, and avoid fouling.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
A lot of players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But, Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard too, aren't they? Because they give individual stats up on the board.
Oh man, yeah, I tell you that, and then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, they should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled them.
Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at center. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, you know, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid with his injury history would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Now Embiid. Richardson outside. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Back to Embiid. Over Brown. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Jaylen Brown.
You know, guys, it's crazy to think that Joel Embiid once considered quitting the game. I mean, his first practice at Kansas, a senior dunked on him so hard he went to the coach and said, maybe I should get out of this stuff. Luckily, the coach talked him down, and now we see one of the best in the league.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And some real adversity for Joel Embiid after leaving Kansas. Foot injuries costing him the first 2 years Clark of his career. And then, back in Cameroon, the tragic passing of his beloved brother.
Yeah, that's a hard road to hoe, and adversity oftentimes, while painful, can steel us for the promised land or positive outcomes. And, you know, Embiid really driven by his goal to inspire others in Africa to make a better life, and that drove him to be where he is now.
And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. Hayward grabs the board. Celtics leading by 10. Walker the pass to Hayward. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And he's there at 71 from the line this season, probably below where you'd like to see him.
Guys, when you compare against last year, I mean, this season has been a pretty painful drop-off in his free throw numbers. I mean, he's not making the key chances he's getting at the foul line.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Now here's Richardson. Simmons passes to Embiid, and Boston with the rebound. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Richardson against Brown. Richardson kicks to Simmons. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Got to admire the hard work of Simmons, a genius at drawing contact.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Simmons. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Now here's Walker. He's got 9. Kicks it to Brown. Back to Walker. 5 to shoot. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Walker's got the lead up to 13 now for the Celtics.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Embiid, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Embiid's got 4 this quarter.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Boston leading by 11. Here's Walker. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
That's an aspect of Walker's game that I like. I mean, his ability to use the dribble drive and score on the move, nice.
For Philadelphia, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Richardson outside. Horford the pass to Simmons. A floater, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Boston called for the foul.
You know, after missing his first year out of college due to injury, Ben Simmons ended up winning Rookie of the Year in 2018, proving the wait was worth it.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Simmons. Clark, you look at Ben Simmons. Is he the best Australian-born player ever?
Well, you've got to remember now, Kevin, and you would know this from your research, Kyrie Irving was actually born in Australia, lived there for a couple of years, and still has dual citizenship. So I'll leave that one to the fans to debate. Irving or Simmons as the best from Australia. Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
Richardson outside. Here's Embiid, and he lays it straight in. Embiid's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact. Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Outside, Simmons. He kicks it to Embiid. Simmons trying to get open. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Embiid. You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition.
And so he makes both from the line.
I tell you, Joel Embiid possesses remarkable talent. I mean, this big guy is graceful and strong. He's a real matchup problem for everybody.
Now, here's Walker. 13 points in the game. To the paint. Lets it go from 11, and it's Boston with another.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Richardson after the basket by Boston. Simmons with it. He's got 13. Embiid wide open. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 5 assists tonight. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin. I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio, when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten down in transition.
First one falls for him. Clark, you and I are amazed at how the global interest of the NBA has just gone through the roof. The league has made a lot of right moves, I think, in this area.
They sure have, Kevin. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the international reach through what coaches in this country have done in teaching the game and promoting the game, not just coaches but players as well. I think there's something about the game of basketball that just really transcends cultures. The pace of the game, the personality of the players, the creativity of the game, all of that lends itself to being so popular globally.
Passes it to Embiid. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Embiid. Marcus Smart's checked in for Kemba Walker. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Philadelphia. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the 2nd straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
And he knocks down the first one. Enes Kanter's checked in for Boston. Hayward hits them both. The 76ers trail by 13. Richardson outside. The pass to Scott. All alone. And he nails the jumper.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Wanamaker looking over the floor. Now the dish to Kanter. Pass to Hayward. Over Scott. That one a little long. For Philadelphia, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Richardson outside. Looking to get back on track here. It's tipped. Hayward left side. Nice D from Scott. The 76ers trail by 11. From the stripe. And that one's good. Thibault. Thibault's got 5 points so far. The Celtics have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Here's Wanamaker. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Hayward. Again, the miss by Hayward. The 76ers have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Richardson outside. The rebound by the Celtics. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Scott dishes to Richardson. Fires the three. Another three for Philadelphia.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Boston leading by 6. Here's Wanamaker. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Hayward outside. Outside, Smart. To end the drought. That shot off. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Scott inside. Defended by Hayward. Here's O'Quinn. The rebound by the Celtics. Cantor's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Down low, Poirier. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Poirier's got 4 this quarter.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Here's Richardson. He's got 7. Pass to Thibault. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You look at Al Horford. He's not too far away from a spot in the starting 5. A lot of votes have been coming his way.
And even if he doesn't get the fan votes he needs to become a starter, you have to believe he'll be a part of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Smart misses.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that could lend itself to coaching.
That's an excellent starting list.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Here's Thibault. 5 points in the game. Embiid is at the elbow. Dishes it to Burke. Tries it from the top of the key. Offensive rebound. Here's Scott. Sinks the three-pointer. Scott's got 5 points in the quarter.
That is his shot, guys. So you can't just give it to him. You've got to get up on him and get into his airspace there.
Walker the pass to Cantor. Rebound by the 76ers. O'Quinn's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Scott against Williams. Pass to Embiid. Williams with the block. Smart kicks to Tatum. From the baseline. That one wide left.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
They get it back. And it's Williams with the ball for the Boston Celtics. And it's Walker penetrating. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got his 16th rebound on the night. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Smart. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. A minute 20 left in the third quarter. The 76ers trail by 7. Burke, the pass to Embiid. Shoots over Cantor, and the shot goes in from Embiid. Embiid's got 14 points now in the second half.
Yeah, he's owning them on the offensive end, but, you know, he can't do it by himself.
Tatum on the wing. Defended by Scott. And the pass to Walker. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Embiid. Up top, Burke. He's got 8. The second effort. Embiid's shot is good.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Walker goes in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Walker's got 10 points in the quarter.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Outside, Scott. Out to the right wing. Cantor against Embiid. Rebound by Williams. Here's Walker. And the layup's good off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Celtic lead.
Yeah, he's got the kind of confidence where he feels like nobody can stop him. That's why Walker is so aggressive on offense, especially when he's rolling like this.
And so it's the Boston Celtics heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be back with you shortly. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. The 76ers trail by 7 on the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. A big forward pair. Harris the 3 and Horford the 4. And it's O'Quinn in at the 5 spot. Now here's Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Here's Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Here is Williams. Back to Walker. Kicks to Cantor. Shot from 12. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Smart against Richardson. Outside, Walker. Floats one, and he lays it up and in. Walker's got 21 in the game.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
And Simmons kicks to Horford. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Richardson trying to break loose, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Enes Kanter.
You know, he was the 3rd pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships at Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Enes Kanter. And Jaylen Brown subbed in for Robert Williams. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Kemba Walker. To take the lead, the 76ers with another miss.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
The shot's good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Simmons dishes to Harris. He kicks it to Horford. O'Quinn trying to free himself up. Horford no luck. Celtics leading by 3. Here's Smart. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Simmons. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Horford. Feeds to Harris. And it's good for 2. Harris has got 5 points now this quarter.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
And it's blocked by Simmons. Richardson outside. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
They get the rebound. Tice kicks to Smart. Round down low. Simmons is there. Shot clock at 5. Here's Smart. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Harris. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Walker against Richardson. Now here's Simmons. He's tightly guarded. Horford has a wide open look. And that one swishes right in. Now just a 1-point Boston lead. The Celtics have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Walker the pass to Tice. Over O'Quinn. Tice no good. Philadelphia's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Harris, right side. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics. Pass to Tice. Here's Brown. And O'Quinn sends it back. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. And the basket by Horford. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the 76ers?
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Boston. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Richardson, again, Philadelphia.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Walker goes in, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Walker's got 18 points just in the second half.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Horford finds Simmons. O'Quinn, high post. Passes to Harris. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
The three from Tatum. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Horford. Harris against Brown. Three-pointer. Sinks the triple. Harris has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
Now here's Brown. In the corner. Tatum with it. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
But rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
First free throw is good. Moves on moves. That's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The 76ers leading. Outside, Simmons. The pass to Embiid. Takes the three. Kemba Walker with the rebound. Walker's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To tie it up. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. That's good from Harris on the assist from Simmons. 24 points for Tobias Harris.
And you look at Harris, he's really improved as a scorer. He's become a go-to option due to how efficient he is putting the ball in the basket.
And Walker kicks to Tice. Here's Hayward. Misses off the right iron.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. And here is Simmons. The feed to Horford, and stolen by Tatum. Here's Hayward, and Hayward at the stuff.
You've got to be careful around Tatum now. If you're not paying attention, he'll take that ball away from you quickly.
The 76ers leading by 4. Pass to Harris. A second chance effort.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one. You know, even after the trade from the Clippers to the Sixers, he continued to produce. I mean, everybody figured that Tobias Harris would have a good season last year heading into free agency, and he didn't disappoint.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. And he makes both free throws.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Walker goes in. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. To the middle. Here's Harris. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around. And Harris, with his strong play last season, got a big payout because of it.
Yeah, and I think he earned it. And he'll continue to work hard to live up to the contract. But more importantly, I think he wants to be the best he can be, and that'll be his focus. And he'll have to adjust to teams adjusting more to trying to slow him down.
Here's Richardson. Marcus Smart picking up that last basket. It's Richardson on the wing. Clock at 6. Out to Harris. Over Hayward. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Richardson. Richardson's got his 5th assist in this one. Now a timeout called by Boston. You look at Tobias Harris. He has really been playing well.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And, guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight.
And that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Now here's Richardson. Pass to Simmons. Pass to Embiid. No good on that one. And the Celtics going the other way now. Left side, Walker. Here's Tice. And it's off the back rim. No good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Embiid with the steal. Harris outside. And the 76ers get it back. And Hayward with the block. Tatum on the wing. Outside, Walker. Kicks to Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. Good D by Embiid.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Now here's Simmons. After Gordon Hayward's miss, there's the pass to Richardson. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Richardson's got the lead up to 11 now for Philadelphia. And it's Walker penetrating, and it's blocked by Simmons.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the 76ers.
Tonight they seemed committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And it's always a good feeling to take that second contest after you drop the first one. Just a big win to even things up here in their 4-game season series against Boston.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Joel Embiid.
Well, I love the force that he showed on defense, using all of his length to deny shots. He was their anchor tonight.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And he makes the first. So Horford gets 2. They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Poke loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. 8 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. So he gets them both. Here's Neto. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.